Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Keep Pound Underscore TV. Today, we're talking about a new mini-series called Deeper Into the Draft. That's right, we're 3 days away, and they're only one step closer to their dream. We're going to be talking about defensive end Maxx Crosby, a guy that we potentially could get deep in the draft. But before we get started, I got one quick question to ask you, just one. Do you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panthers? Yes? No? Maybe? Do you love the Carolina Panthers like I love it? If you love it, give it a dab. Hey, man, so thank you guys for tuning in. What I found out is a lot of players are in this situation. We know the big names. We know who's going to get drafted day one and maybe even day two. But there's so much talent out there. This draft is loaded with defensive end depth. I changed my original first-round pick from Jai Polite to Dillard from Washington State, and I'm okay with Dillard. I think I'm going to stick with Dillard. But if we're looking to get a defensive end, we don't have to jump in the first round. We don't even have to jump in the second round. We can get this guy potentially from the third round to the sixth round. Let me tell you about this guy. He's almost like a J.J. Watt, kind of raw though. He's raw like Under Armour with no deodorant raw. He's good. He's real raw. He's very raw, but he has that same kind of hand swap move. He has that same kind of power. I love it. Let's get into it. So one of the things that I love about Maxx Crosby is my man is 6'5", 245, and he has speed. He has speed for days. If you look up here on your screen, you see my man flying around this corner, and he gets the offensive tackle off balance. Not only does he get him off balance, well, he takes his hand and he creates separation. He does a simple little swap move, gets around him, and he's having a quarterback chicken bone box snack. And I love that about him, man. He's not as flexible as I like him to be, nor is he as strong, but he has a motor for days. He has that Montez Sweat kind of motor, no lie. He's just very raw. On this very next clip, you'll see more of the same. My guy's very active, very fast. You're not going to be able to block this guy with tight ends or fullbacks because he's very active, he's very fast, he's able to get there. He used that speed to his advantage. Not only does he use his speed to advantage, he also used those hands. Very good with his hands. He has a knack for being around the ball. This next play is a clear example of that. Look at this right here. This is hustle. This is effort. He falls down to the ground, gets up, makes the play. He's in there. I haven't seen this out of some first-round picks, okay, or projected first-round picks. I'm excited because it takes effort to do this. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be the strongest. You can lay on the ground and say, oh, well, I got tripped over a guy. He doesn't use those excuses. He's hustling to the ball. The play is going away from him. This is every reason for him to chill out. The play is going away from him. He's hustling. He still gets there. He falls down, still get up and makes the play. Hustler. I love it. Brilliant. And like I said before, you're not going to be able to block him with tight ends or fullback. And he's going to give you effort. He's not the biggest. He's not the strongest. But he's going to give you effort, man. I really appreciate it. If you look up here on your screen, he's fighting so hard to get off that tight end block. And look what he does. He's able to get there, man. He's a warrior, man. He's one of these guys in the trenches that don't mind a good fight. He doesn't have the strength, like I said, but he has that motor. And where there is a will, there is a way. And he found a way to get there. Brilliant play, brilliant effort. So moving on to this next play right here. You can see my man is going across the muck. That's what I call it. Big, nasty offensive lineman pulling and just tight ends and fullbacks and halfbacks. Oh my! All that is coming at you. You got to stand tall, bow your chest out. Are you man enough? He is man enough. And look at him. He takes it on. He fights around it. He wraps around that guard and he makes that play. There's going to be times in the NFL, once you get there, there's going to be nastiness back there. And you're going to have to clog that thing up like you were a roll of toilet paper. And he does do that. He stands stout. He can play. A lot of his plays are based off of using his speed, using his hand, using his effort. These are reoccurring things with him. So I just want to show you something for fun. If you don't think my man has hit power, check this out right here. My man got that hit stick. I'm talking about the 2005 Madden hit stick. Boom! He brought the boom down on his ass. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, they did give up the touchdown, but that's not the point. The point is that he paid his assignment. The linebacker above him got out of position. So if somebody looking on the film, oh, wow, well, they gave up a touchdown. Well, he didn't give up a touchdown. The linebacker was supposed to stick with the back. He went the opposite way. My man did his part. He played the pitch with the quarterback, and he murked his ass out like motherfucking mumbo goop. Good play right there. Hit power. Love it. So last but not least, they're down by 2 late in the game. This was a hell of a game they played against Purdue. And guess what happens? My man Max, he uses his speed, he uses his effort, and he uses those active hands to cause the fumble. He flies around this corner right here, makes the play. They don't get the fumble recovery, but he made a big play. This is what you love about this guy. He has a motor, y'all. I watched the whole game on YouTube. If you don't believe me, just go on YouTube, watch it. His effort is off the chain, man. The only thing I have to say bad about him is just times where he doesn't have that flexibility and he takes a lot of chances. So there were several times where I see him just dart up field and then he causes a big lane and they go right by him for like a 20-yard gain or something like that. But with the right coaching, as far as getting those hips together, using those plyometric bands like I said before, put them around your feet, get your feet work together, get your hips sync together, make sure you're staying home. The right coaching them up right, he'll be just fine. But this is the guy I gotta have. This is Carolina, Hurney, Taper, Ron Rivera. If you're listening, get this guy, please. He's a developmental project, but he's one of these guys that will pay off with the right coaching. Get in the comment section. Let me know if you got any input on this. I like to hear. Make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Join the group, Keep Pounding _TV on Facebook. We're doing draft day giveaways, so you don't want to miss that. I'm your host, El Grindy. Got to, the big cat. Peace.